Have you ever thought about how far we've really reached into space? Like, not satellites, not the moon. I'm talking about something way out there, farther than any human-made object has ever gone. And guess what? It's still sending signals back to us. It's called Voyager, actually two of them, Voyager 1 and Voyager 2. NASA launched them in the 1970s, and honestly, they weren't supposed to last this long, but somehow they're still alive, floating in deep space, way beyond our solar system. And here's the crazy part. They carry a message, a golden record, with music, sounds, and greetings from Earth, just in case something or someone out there finds them one day. This story isn't just about science. It's about humans trying to leave a trace in the universe, and what these little spacecrafts have seen and survived is unreal. Chapter 1. The beginning of a journey that was never meant to last. So let's go back to the 1970s for a second. No smartphones, no internet. Most people hadn't even seen a computer, let alone touched one. And in the middle of all that, NASA decided to do something crazy. Send 2 spacecrafts to explore the outer planets, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and maybe, just maybe, keep going after that. These weren't massive spacecrafts with fancy AI or advanced tech. Nope. Voyager 1 and Voyager 2 were built with tech that's weaker than what you'd find in a cheap calculator today. And yet, they were designed to do something no spacecraft had ever done. Use the gravity of each planet to slingshot from one to the next, a rare planetary alignment that only happens once every 176 years. Imagine planning something so big, knowing it's a one-time shot. On August 20th, 1977, Voyager 2 launched first. Weird, right? Voyager 2 went first, even though it's Voyager 2. Then, 16 days later, Voyager 1 was launched, faster, more direct, and destined to overtake its sibling in space. Now, here's the thing most people don't know. The original mission? Just 4 years. Just to visit Jupiter and Saturn. That's it. That's all they were supposed to survive. But as the spacecrafts flew by, something amazing happened. The data they sent back was mind-blowing. Jupiter wasn't just a big gas ball. It had radiation belts more intense than anyone expected, and it had moons, like Io, with active volcanoes shooting lava hundreds of kilometers into space. No one had ever seen anything like that. Then came Saturn. Beautiful, mysterious. The rings weren't just flat, they were layered, textured, complicated. Voyager flew close enough to send back pictures that looked like they came from a sci-fi movie. The success was so huge that NASA said, let's keep them going. And just like that, the Voyager mission became something bigger, the longest-running space mission in human history. But there was another part of the mission that wasn't about science. Inside both Voyager 1 and 2, NASA placed something special, the Golden Record, a 12-inch gold-plated copper disc filled with sounds from Earth, waves crashing, a baby crying, greetings in 55 languages, and music, everything from Bach to Chuck Berry. It wasn't just about exploring space, it was about telling the universe, hey, we were here. Most scientists never expected Voyager to make it beyond Saturn, but against all odds, both of them kept going, and they kept going for decades. But the real story begins after Saturn, when Voyager left the outer planets behind and started heading toward the unknown. And what happened next? That part of the journey is even more unbelievable. If this story pulled you in even a little, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It really helps, and I promise, Chapter 2 will take you even deeper into space than you've ever imagined. And hey, if you're enjoying it so far, maybe drop a like too. Let's explore the unknown together. Chapter 2. Into the Unknown, the mission that refused to die. So, Voyager had already done its job. It had sent back stunning images of Jupiter and Saturn, discovered volcanic activity, mysterious rings, strange magnetic fields. Basically, it changed how we looked at the outer planets forever. NASA could have said, "Okay, mission complete," but they didn't. Instead, they looked at these two spacecrafts, now far beyond Saturn, and thought, what if they just kept going? And that's exactly what happened. Voyager 2 took a detour, the only spacecraft to ever visit Uranus and Neptune. When it reached Uranus in 1986, it sent back images of this icy, pale blue world spinning on its side like a rolling ball. No one had ever seen anything like it. And then, in 1989, Voyager 2 flew past Neptune and its dark storms, discovering Triton, a moon that orbits the wrong way and spews out geysers of frozen nitrogen. Crazy, right? And Voyager 1? It took a different path, heading straight toward the edge of the solar system. By the early 2000s, both Voyagers had been flying through space for over 2 decades. They'd long outlived their expected lifespan. The onboard instruments were slowly shutting down to conserve power. Imagine that, a tiny nuclear power source, just barely keeping the lights on after 30+ years. But then something historic happened. In 2012, Voyager 1 officially became the first human-made object to enter interstellar space. Think about that. It crossed the invisible boundary where the sun's influence ends, called the heliopause, and entered the space between stars. And it didn't even make a dramatic exit. It just kept floating, silently, sending back tiny bits of data. Then in 2018, Voyager 2 joined it. Even after all those years, both were still working, still talking to Earth from billions of kilometers away. But surviving that long wasn't easy. In 2022, Voyager 1 started sending weird data back to NASA. The information made no sense, like it was corrupted or coming from the wrong system. Scientists were worried. Was this the end? But after months of digging, NASA realized the spacecraft had somehow switched to a backup system that hadn't been used in decades. With barely any tools left, they reprogrammed it from Earth, using signals that took over 20 hours just to reach the spacecraft. And it worked. That's like trying to fix an old Nokia phone from the 90s while it's floating 15 billion miles away. Every part of this journey is a miracle. Voyager was never meant to live this long. Its computer memory is about 68 kilobytes. That's less than a single photo on your phone. And yet it's still out there, alive, drifting, listening. But what it's hearing now, in the vast silence of interstellar space, is something even scientists can't fully explain. Chapter 3: A Whisper in the Dark. Humanity's Message to the Universe. So now, both Voyager 1 and Voyager 2 are flying in a place no human creation has ever been before. Interstellar space. There's no sunlight strong enough to warm them, no planets nearby, just cold, dark silence. And yet, they're still alive, still talking to Earth, even if it takes over 20 hours for their signal to reach us. But what's out there? What are they hearing? One of the most surprising things Voyager 1 picked up was the sound of interstellar space. No, not like in movies. Space doesn't carry sound waves like air does. But what Voyager detected was a kind of eerie vibration, plasma waves, recorded as audio. When NASA played it back, it sounded like a ghostly hum, quiet but haunting. This wasn't just for show. That data is teaching scientists about the density of space between the stars, how different it is from inside our solar system. Voyager is literally mapping the unknown, one signal at a time. And every year, as they drift farther, the signal gets weaker. It's like trying to whisper across a galaxy. But somehow, they're still managing it. Right now, Voyager 1 is over 24 billion kilometers away. If you sent a text to it, it would take nearly a day to get there, and another day to get a reply. But here's the part that gets me, and probably a lot of people. These machines are going to outlive us. Long after the Earth changes, long after our cities fade, Voyager will still be out there, drifting through space. Not just as a machine, but as a message. Remember that golden record we talked about? It's still on board. It carries greetings in 55 languages, the sounds of nature, heartbeat recordings, children laughing, and music, including Beethoven, Mozart, and even Chuck Berry's Johnny B. Good. Carl Sagan, who helped create the record, once said, "The spacecraft will be encountered and the record played only if there are advanced spacefaring civilizations in interstellar space." But the launching of this bottle into the cosmic ocean says something very hopeful about life on this planet. And he was right. Because Voyager isn't just a machine, it's a symbol of hope. It's proof that even in the face of the unknown, human curiosity refuses to stop, that we dared to reach out, not knowing who or what might be listening, and maybe no one ever will. But that's not the point. The point is, we tried. So next time you look up at the night sky, just remember, somewhere out there, in the infinite dark, a tiny spacecraft is still flying, still whispering our story to the stars. If that thought gave you chills, you're not alone. Subscribe for more incredible journeys like this. We're just getting started.